Buckle up, because things just got even more intense in the whole Diddy saga. It turns out Dawn Richard, who you might remember from Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, has come forward with some seriously heavy allegations.
And in New York City, the trial the world is watching. Former bad boy artist Dawn Richard is back on the stand right now to testify against her former boss, Sean Diddy Combs.
Richard has come forward with shocking testimony in the federal trial against Diddy, where he faces allegations of trafficking, racketeering, and a long-standing pattern of abuse.
Are you afraid in some ways that he'll get out, that there'll be some sort of retribution?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even doing this, you know, it's like, maybe I shouldn't say, maybe I should stop talking, shut up, you know, but it's like, you know, well, not talking hasn't changed anything.
Richard took the stand and delivered details about what she says she personally witnessed during her time working with Diddy, including graphic accounts of domestic violence involving his then-girlfriend, Cassie. According to Richard, the abuse was not just a one-time incident. She testified under oath that she saw Diddy physically Cassie on multiple occasions. One of the most violent moments happened in 2009. She claimed Diddy lost control and tried to strike Cassie with a skillet before proceeding to punch and kick her while she was on the ground. This disturbing incident, she said, occurred in front of both Richard and another woman. And what came next added an even darker layer to the situation. Richard said that the very next day, Diddy confronted her and the other witness, threatening them not to speak a word about what they saw. His exact words, according to Richard, were, "We could go missing," which she explained to the court meant that they could. The chilling threat sent shockwaves through the courtroom and painted a picture of intimidation and manipulation, especially given that at the time, Richard had just begun recording music with Diddy as part of his new group. She made it clear that she felt extremely vulnerable, caught in a power dynamic where speaking up could have cost her not just her career, but potentially her life. The implications of that threat were profound, particularly because it established a climate of fear that allowed the to continue unchecked for years. Throughout her testimony, Richard said she witnessed Cassie being frequently. She didn't hold back when it came to describing the extent of the violence, telling the court that Diddy would punch, choke, drag, slap, and kick Cassie, sometimes simply because Cassie dared to express her own thoughts. She remembers seeing Cassie cover up her bruises with makeup, sunglasses, and long sleeves, often walking into rooms looking visibly distressed and shaken. Teehees claims echoes similar stories shared by others close to the situation, including Cassie's former best friend, Carrie Morgan, who also accused Diddy of behavior toward both Cassie and others in their circle. Taken together, these testimonies paint a consistent picture of emotional and physical torment within Diddy's inner circle, largely hidden from the public eye until now. Adding another layer to the allegations, Richard testified that Diddy would become furious when she or others tried to help Cassie with her music career. She claimed he actively stifled Cassie's creative progress and used his influence to keep her under control. This controlling behavior extended beyond the studio, creating an environment where Cassie's career and even her ability to collaborate with other artists was essentially frozen unless it went through Diddy. According to Richard, the violence would often intensify if Cassie attempted to push back or assert any kind of independence. The defense, of course, had their own take. Diddy's legal team tried to undermine Richard's credibility by pointing out inconsistencies in her statements over the years and highlighting the fact that she continued to work with him even after these alleged events took place. They suggested that her motivation might stem from resentment over the collapse of Danity Kane and Diddy Dirty Money, as well as a pending lawsuit she currently has against Diddy. During cross-examination, Richard did admit that she believes Diddy ruined her career twice, first by dissolving Danity Kane, and again when Diddy Dirty Money came to an end. However, she remained firm in her testimony, stating that the threats and violence she witnessed were real and left lasting emotional damage. It's important to note that while Richard claimed Diddy threatened her life, she has not testified that he made an actual attempt to take her out. Instead, the threat was verbal and implied, "We could go missing," which she interpreted as a very real warning that her life could be in danger if she ever went public. At this point in the trial, there has been no direct evidence or testimony suggesting that Diddy tried to physically harm Richard in retaliation for helping Cassie. But the weight of the implied threat alone, especially when delivered by someone as powerful as Diddy, speaks volumes about the culture of silence and fear that may have existed around him for years. As of now, prosecutors are using these accounts to demonstrate a pattern of abuse and intimidation, while the defense continues to argue that although there may have been instances of domestic violence, the government has failed to prove the more serious charges of trafficking and racketeering. Still, Dawn Richards' testimony is one of the most detailed and emotionally charged accounts presented thus far, offering a rare glimpse into what life was like behind the glitz and glam of Diddy's empire. Her story adds significant weight to the growing chorus of voices accusing Diddy of using his fame and fortune to control, intimidate, and harm the people closest to him. With all that said, Richard's decision to speak out, especially knowing the risks involved, is being viewed by many as a pivotal moment in the case. Whether or not the court ultimately sides with the prosecution, her testimony has already left a major impact. It's a reminder that beneath the celebrity headlines, there are very real people with very real stories, and in this case, a story of power, fear, and violence that may finally be getting the attention it deserves. And as jaw-dropping as Dawn Richards' testimony was, we're really just getting started. This trial is only heating up. Over the next few days, the courtroom is expected to hear even more explosive witness accounts, including testimony from Cassie's own mother, who could offer firsthand insight into what Cassie was really going through behind the scenes. Then there's the Punisher, an escort said to have been directly involved in the freak-offs. Their testimony could take this case to an entirely new level. We're also expecting former employees, assistants, and even male workers to come forward, each with their own piece of the puzzle. And let's not forget the physical evidence. Law enforcement is gearing up to present what they found during Diddy's arrest, from the items in his hotel room to the surveillance footage tied to that now infamous hotel incident. All of this is building toward a case that's not just about one relationship gone toxic, it's about a pattern of control and cover-up that could shake the entire industry. So, if you thought this trial was wild already, buckle up. The next few weeks are about to pull back even more layers, and some of the most powerful people in the entertainment world could end up being dragged right into the spotlight. What do you think? Is this finally the unraveling of Diddy's empire? Or is there still a long fight ahead? Let me know your thoughts down below and keep watching, because this is far from over.